Spooky weather. Today's not going to be the case though. A little hot for today. We actually are expecting to match or break a record high for today. So I know it doesn't feel spooky outside, but it is going to be a gorgeous Saturday. It's going to be really nice. It's just not going to be chilly. So we don't have a lot of cloud coverage for today. A lot of sunshine. We're starting off our day at 76 degrees, winds from the south at 9 miles per hour. So a lot warmer out east compared to west, but nonetheless it's going to be hot everywhere and humid as well. But you'll notice how much warmer it is, closer to the 80s already in Seguin and Gonzales. And we're already at 81 in San Marcos. So you can definitely see how much warmer it is this morning compared to yesterday. But throughout the day, again, it's going to be a lot of sunshine, not a lot of cloud coverage for today. And we do expect a high of 93 degrees. So it's going to be a hot one. It's going to be hot and humid as well. So it might feel a little bit warmer, around 95, 96. But this weekend, we are going to be getting a cold front. So tonight into tomorrow morning, we're going to see those temperatures dip. It's going to cool us down to those mid-upper 80s, which is actually where we should have started beginning of October. We're barely going to reach those 80s now, and we're already past that halfway mark, and it's also going to be pushing in those winds. So beginning of October, that's where we should have been at 86, 87 degrees, and then closer to Halloween, which is less than 2 weeks away, we should have been closer to the 70s. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think it's going to be a lot like last year, which we actually registered 90 degrees in 2024, and 2023 was a very chilly Halloween. We got to see 61 degrees. The other years about average, I would say, but I think it's going to be a lot like last year, very above average. So hopefully we'll stick to the 80s, but it might be the 90s as well. Now our coldest Halloween, the overnight low, it was in 2019. We got to see 34 degrees, so that's 2 degrees above freezing for our overnight low. So that was 2019. Now tomorrow we're going to be seeing those winds pick up. If you have any plans for your Sunday, maybe church, you run some errands, go to farmer's market, just keep in mind it's going to be a gusty one. We could see gusts up to 30 miles per hour. We're also not seeing a whole lot of rain chances, which is very unusual for the month of October, but dry conditions plus windy conditions is never a good combination, especially since we are in a drought. So just a reminder to all the folks out there, we do have a burn ban in Bexar County up until November 10th. So make sure you're limiting the campfires, the barbecues, anything that could spark a fire outdoors, because it could spread very quickly. All right, let's talk about your 14-day forecast with Halloween in view now, which is very exciting. So we've got some 80s on the board for tomorrow, and then back revamp into the 90s for your Monday. Next weekend, though, we might see some slight rain chances, 80s once again. And as of right now, it's still pretty far away, but right now it looks like 88 degrees for Halloween.
Roxy.
Oh, I love that detailed review from Gilbert, right?
Yes, San Antonio, we really are a city full of foodies, right?
Yes.
And we're lucky we have lots of good options. I still want to go try a couple at Pullman Market, but definitely that burnt bean, top of the list.
So good. I follow all the foodie accounts, so yeah,
right?
I gotta try them all.
Yeah, everything looks good. We just got to go and try.
Right.
So, Roxy, for those maybe wanting to wait in line outside burnt bean in the mornings, is it going to be cool out there, hopefully?
Well, if you waited today, man, it was a hot day today, but we are going to be seeing a slight cool down for tomorrow with some breezy conditions. But today, so we matched a record from over 130 years ago. So let's go and take a live look outside. It was a very hot day today. We're looking at a warm night tonight. We're still in the 80s, as a matter of fact. So 83 degrees, even though it's already 10 p.m. Very warm temperatures. So we ended up registering today 93 degrees. So last time we saw that was back in 1895, and in 2007 we matched it, and 2025 we matched it. So it was a really hot day for today. We were 9 degrees above average, and our overnight low was 14 degrees above average. So again, really warm day. We shouldn't be seeing 90s at all for October. So to see it past that halfway mark just goes to show how warm and above average it's been. But as we get closer to Halloween, we will cool down a little bit, but I don't expect 70s. But yeah, it was a warm day today. We're seeing still some 80s across the board. We've got 80 degrees in New Braunfels, 75 in Bernie. We've got 60s in the Hill Country. All right, so here's your hour-by-hour forecast. We do expect to dip down to 60s by tomorrow, but overall it's going to be in the 70s throughout the night. It is going to be pretty warm, and we are going to be seeing a cold front. So you'll notice when the cold front moves through in the morning, because we're going to dip down to 60s, and we're going to feel the winds. So winds will really be peaking around 9 to 11 a.m. tomorrow for your Sunday. We could see gusts up to 60 miles per hour, but at least we'll be at 86 degrees. So finally back down to the 80s, but you'll notice those winds. So this is at 10 in the morning, close to 30-mile-per-hour gusts, 33 in New Braunfels, 41 in Pleasanton. So it's going to be just a gusty and dusty Sunday. Prepare for that. But the Halloween countdown continues. We're 13 days away, less than 2 weeks away now, which is so exciting. Get your costumes ready. And just to show you the previous year. So last year was another above average year. We got to see 90 degrees, 61 in 2023. Very chilly that year, and the past couple years were above average. As far as the coldest Halloween, that was in 2019. We saw an overnight low of 34 degrees. So besides the warm temperatures, it's also been very dry. Our friends out in East Texas are seeing a little bit of activity, some heavy thunderstorms. There's also a tornado warning out there in Mississippi, but as for us, it's just been dry. So dry weather, windy conditions for tomorrow. Make sure to take it easy out there, especially because we do have a burn ban in effect in Bexar County up until November 10th, so just keep that in mind. But as far as the next couple of days, we are going to be seeing 80s and 90s, and I do have my Halloween costume ready to go. It's going to be a clown. Hopefully we get to see Vin Dog as an actual dog. Right, Vinny?
A little bit,
okay,
so
yeah.
hopefully nobody noticed though.
No, but yeah, we actually matched a record high yesterday, so I want to talk about that.
Okay, well, we felt it, yeah.
Yeah, and it was from a record from 130 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a warm one yesterday.
There you go. That's
Unusual.
a fun fact to share on your Sunday.
Yeah. Today, though, it's a different story. We got a beautiful sunrise this morning as well. So thankfully, we got to see a nice little cold front overnight. So we are looking at a crisp morning. It's going to be like a fake fall this morning. You might need those sweaters this morning, but then you're going to take them off later in the afternoon. But I'm enjoying this Sunday morning with the chillier weather. So 69 degrees is what we're waking up to. It's also going to be gusty and dusty today. It's a little breezy right now, winds from the north at 14 miles per hour, but we do expect gusts up to 30 for today, maybe even 40 in some areas. Now we're looking at 60s out west, 70s out east. You can notice the 24-hour temperature change, much cooler this morning compared to yesterday, especially in the hill country. So here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. Again, it looks really nice out there. So we are going to be warming up to the upper 80s for today. It is going to be a lot of sunshine, not a lot of cloud coverage, but again, we did match a record high yesterday. So we first hit 93 degrees in 1895, and we also matched it in 2007, and then we matched it in 2025. So just an interesting, fun fact. Now, today for your Sunday, it's going to be much cooler compared to yesterday, high of 86 degrees for today. So that's actually where we should be for the beginning of October. We're barely hitting it. It's already the 19th, I believe. So yeah, we're barely hitting those temperatures. Now, the gusts will come around 10 to 11 a.m. You'll notice Pleasanton, it looks like they're going to be seeing around 43-mile-per-hour gusts. So again, very gusty, dusty Sunday for today if you're going to be heading out to church or anything. But we're continuing to cool down a little bit. I don't expect 70s for Halloween, but Halloween is now in the 14-day forecast. So we will be a little bit cooler than last year, though. Last year, we registered 90 degrees. 2023 was a chilly one at 61 degrees. So we're going to be around the 80s this year. So not as cool as we would like, but still around the average. And the coldest Halloween was in 2019. We saw an overnight low of 34 degrees. So just some more fun facts for you. Also, we're looking very dry this week. There is some chance of rain chances next weekend, but we're just looking very dry. So here's a look at your drought monitor. I want to remind you once again, we are under a burn ban here in Bexar County up until November 10th. So you definitely want to avoid any campfires, burn pits, and make sure to dispose of cigarettes properly. That's definitely the #1 thing you want to watch out for. But besides that, it is looking really nice for the next 14 days, a little above average, but our Halloween countdown continues. We're 12 days away now from Halloween. All right, so we are looking at a high of 86 today. We'll be back in the 90s on Monday. Next weekend, we'll drop to those upper 80s once again. And as of right now, it looks like 88 degrees for Halloween.
Gonna lie, but fun fact. At the Houston radio many years ago, I was volunteering, and one of them rolled down the window and waved at me.
No
I mean, there were other people
way.
standing
One
there
of the
too,
three.
but of course he was waving at me, right?
Oh my God, what? I would have been fangirling.
Yeah,
so
I was
hard.
like super dorky, like, oh.
I was like, me? Yeah.
And so
Well, I
no
hope it
video,
was
but it
Nick.
is a true story.
I hope it was Nick. He's my favorite.
Okay.
But oh my gosh, how cool is that? All right, guys. Well, for your Sunday, I know yesterday was a really warm one, so thankfully we're looking at cooler temperatures for your Sunday morning. Yeah, a little sweater weather this morning, a little crisp outside, so a little fall, touch of fall this morning, but it is going to warm up in the afternoon. But at least it's nice and cool this morning. We're looking at a nice 69 degrees, and plus with the winds right now, it probably feels a lot chillier than that. So winds from the north at 14 miles per hour. Now we're looking at more 60s out west, more 70s out east, but nonetheless, it is definitely cooler this morning compared to yesterday. Here's your 24-hour temperature change. As you can see, much cooler, especially in the hill country, than we saw yesterday. So we love to see cooler mornings, but it is also going to be a gusty day today. So this is what the gusts are right now. We're seeing 26 mile per hour gusts in San Antonio right now, 27 in Rock Springs, and they're only going to pick up even more around your 10, 11 o'clock hour. So we are going to be seeing a lot of sunshine today, not a lot of cloud coverage. We will be reaching the upper 80s. Again, yesterday we matched a record high yesterday for Saturday. So we reached 93 degrees. The last time we saw that was in 1895 and in 2007. So it was a really warm, hot Saturday. It's nice that we got to see a little cold front overnight. So your high for today is a nice 86 degrees. So that's actually about average. That's actually where we should have been beginning of October. So it's nice to finally see those temperatures, but I want to see 70s. It doesn't look like we're going to be seeing 70s for Halloween time, unfortunately, but last year ended up being a very above average Halloween. It looks like that's going to be the case this year as well, but I do think we're going to be staying in the 80s, not in the 90s this year. So that's the good part. 2023 though was really chilly. It was at 61 degrees for Halloween. So this year you might want to take off some layers. If you're already getting your costumes ready, prepare for just a warm Halloween. All right, our coldest Halloween was back in 2019. We saw an overnight low of 34 degrees. So that was only 2 degrees above freezing. All right, so today the only thing you have to watch out for is the gusty, dusty winds out there. So we're going to be seeing gusts at 42 miles per hour in Pleasanton in some areas. So just be careful with the winds for today. And it is going to be gusty for most of today. And we are going to be seeing temperatures in the 90s, in the 80s, but we do have the Halloween in the 14-day forecast. So it looks like for Halloween, it looks like it's going to be 88 degrees, which I'm so excited about. We do have a chance of some rain next weekend, but as of right now, it looks like 88 degrees for Halloween.